Welcome to the Marketing Revolution podcast. This is the underground movement of savage marketers from all over the world. We are not Fortune 500 companies. We are real entrepreneurs with real businesses that have one major thing in mind: to set goals and devour them daily. Because we understand that everyone wants to eat, but only savage marketers are willing to do the hunt. Now let's get this revolution started. Hey, what's up, everybody? John Hiley here with the Marketing Revolution podcast and the Marketing Savage Facebook group. Hope you guys are having an amazing Black Friday. Man, it's been crazy day. I actually was considering doing this podcast earlier, and then literally just one thing after the next hit me all the way up until just now. So I was coming in here, I think it was around 7 a.m. this morning, and I just now was able to sit down and do the podcast. It is 5:07 p.m. I totally underestimated and totally forgot how busy I am during this weekend. That being said, man, I'm trying my hardest to get the Marketing Revolution subscription created and finalized. And I worked on it all day yesterday. And once again, I underestimated how much was involved with building that funnel. I mean, I was been doing the copywriting, just getting things set, getting all the loose ends tied up. I had a pretty bitchin' checkout page finished and ready to go. But then when I looked at it, it wasn't really congruent with the copywriting that I did yesterday on the very first sales page. So because of that, I had to pretty much wipe that out and start over there. And I think I'm going to have something done by the end of this weekend, but I'm not going to stress myself because, again, today, man, I'm in the middle of our biggest sale of the entire year, which typically requires me to be all in, but hopefully things will settle down over this weekend and I'll have time to finish that out. Now, if I don't, then I'm probably going to do a launch at a later date. But guys, trust me, I am trying. But my biggest fear is that I launch something before it's ready. I currently do not feel that it's ready. I mean, maybe in other people's eyes, you would get in there and you would say, man, it's fucking ready. But in my eyes, I want it to be absolutely, I don't want it to be good. I want it to be fucking great. So that being said, many of you guys know that we have the 7-day challenge going on right now as well. So that's been pretty easy breezy for me. I am in the middle of pretty much a giant sale. So I have already went live. I want to think I went live 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've already been live 7 times today over on Facebook. So the live part of this challenge is taken care of above and beyond. I've already listened to my book today. Pretty much posted on every platform, but I still got to write my long format post. So I'm still rolling. But so you guys came here, you read the headline of this podcast, hopefully, because it is talking about the power of headlines. And the book that I'm currently reading right now is Claude Hopkins' Scientific Advertising. And I'm pretty sure it's called Scientific Advertising. And I just finished it. So just finished the book. And it was a reminder. It was a really good reminder that I actually needed right now, because one of the things that I'm doing for my marketing challenge is that I am working on developing my copywriting. Something that I love to do now. And I just needed to really dig into the nuts and bolts. I just want to become better at it, man. It's like anything else in life. I think it's one of the tangible skills that I think everybody should become really good at, especially if you run a business and you're listening to this podcast and you inspire to market that business. Copywriting is just such a powerful skill. And the one thing you got to understand is that 90% of people are just going to read the headline. And I want to give you an example because a lot of people can't fathom exactly why that is, or you wouldn't fully understand why you need a clear, concise headline that is intriguing, yet it also tells the user what they're in for if they continue to read. The headline has to connect to the client and customer that you are seeking, the people that you want to read additionally inside of that article or inside of that post or inside of that blog. You've got to connect with them with the headline, because that is what will inspire them to continue reading. So a bad headline could ruin the whole thing. This also has to do with funnels. If people land on a web page and the headline does not pull them in, it does not let them know what they're in for, and it does not clearly explain what you are offering, then you've made a big mistake. So that being said, I want you guys to imagine a newspaper. So I know all of you at one point, I'm sure there's probably some younger folks in here that may have not, but I would say most of you at some point have not only bought a newspaper, but you've read a newspaper. And when you look and you read a newspaper, what do? You scan through that newspaper and you look for the headlines that interest you. And when you find a headline inside of that newspaper that interests you, you continue to read on to the rest of the article. Sounds simple, right? A lot of people don't realize this when it's the exact same way when it comes to writing copy or your advertising. So people skim through the internet day in and day out. I think it's been said there's like studies that we're bombarded with thousands of pieces of advertisement on a daily basis. Probably more than that if you consider just the branding and things when you're walking through a grocery store. I mean, we've got literally people fighting for our attention everywhere. Okay. So, because of that, we tend to filter out anything that is not of interest to us. Anything that does not pique our curiosity, we quickly filter it out. And I would say nowadays, like faster than ever. I mean, it's like nobody has any time. And I want to say the attention span is down to like 4 seconds or something like that. So literally, you got 4 seconds. It's been said 8, been said 4, 6, whatever it is. But let's just say you've got 4 seconds to capture an individual's attention and to get them to either continue reading, continue pursuing watching a video, continue viewing your advertising, continue looking through your website. All of this, we've got about 4 seconds to capture their attention. So within that 4 seconds, they've got to know what they're in for. And we've been trained, we've taught ourselves to look at the headlines. Like, even if you scan through a magazine, you're not going to read every single article in the magazine. You're going to scan through and you're going to find the headlines that interest you. And you're going to go deeper down that rabbit hole, and you're going to continue to read at that point. Same thing with the newspaper. So keep that in mind in your advertising. The key is having a headline that is clear, concise, and actually speaks to the individual that you're trying to attract or the individual that you're trying to sell to. Okay. Because I 100% believe that 90% of people will just read the headline, because I would say 90% of people that you advertise to may not be interested in whatever it is that you're selling. You're looking for that 1 out of 10 that is. I mean, targeting's good. The targeting on social media is good, but it's not that good. It's kind of why retargeting works so well. And that's another conversation for another day, but it's people that generally already have interest into what you had to offer because they looked into it, and then you're retargeting them. And that's usually why your retargeting sales are so much higher than your cold traffic, meaning the very first time people see you. Okay. So, that being said, guys, think about that. And if you are interested in finding good headlines, you don't really have to look any further than the internet. Go to blog sites like medium.com. And if they're at the top of medium.com, then they've written pretty bitchin' headlines that people want to read. Guarantee it, because they're getting all the traffic. So that being said, go out there and look at different headlines and model them. Understand the emotional flow of that headline. Understand exactly what the message it's trying to deliver, and maybe part of the message that it's trying to conceal from the reader, trying to entice the reader. So, but anyhow, guys, that's a deeper conversation than what I want to get into today on this one. I just want you to know and to understand the importance of having a powerful headline. All right, everybody, appreciate you for coming along on this Marketing Revolution podcast. Head on over to the Marketing Savage Facebook group. We've got contests going on. We got all kinds of good shit going on over there. Get on over there. We'll see you on the next.